So if you're shooting on a cell phone, I wanted to give you a few tips that might make your day a little easier. Every phone's different. Even different models of the same phone can hide settings in different places. So I'm going to give you some things to look for and where they are in basic Android or iPhone settings. But if you're having any trouble, you should Google for the specifics for your phone. First, you need to make sure that you have enough space on your phone to hold your video. Different phones and different settings, they'll make the videos take more or less space, but high definition video, not 4K, remember? It'll take a little less than 150 megabytes per minute. So if you expect to have a 15-minute interview, 15 times 150 megabytes is 2.25 gigabytes. I know that only because I typed in 150 MB times 15 into Google and it did the math for me and told me it's 2.25 gigabytes. So I'm going to need over 2 free gigabytes for my video. On Android, I can check my storage at Settings, Storage. At the moment, my phone has about 60 gigabytes free, so I'm fine. But if you're running out of space and you're on an Android, you might want to see if your camera can add an SD card. That can give you extra storage for videos by storing them on that card. You need to tell the Photos app to record to the SD card, and that's usually in a setting in the app called something like Storage Location. If you're on an iPhone, you want to check Settings, General, and then either Storage or Device Storage. If you don't have enough storage, you need to free up some space, and maybe it's time to get rid of some old videos that maybe you've already moved to the cloud storage or already edited, or just decide if you really ever play Angry Birds anymore. A few other settings to check are usually in the phone app itself. When you look for those settings, make sure that you're looking at the controls for the rear camera. Most phones, some of them will have different settings for the front selfie camera, but you want to use the better camera that's on the back. And this is where you can adjust the resolution or the video size. My camera, it just has 2 settings, full or 4K. I leave it on full, which gives me high definition at 1920 by 1080 pixels. You'll probably want to set yours to something like HD or FHD, which means full high definition, or 1920 by 1080, or you may just use Google to help you find that setting. Some cameras can also record at 60 FPS, which means 60 frames per second. That's another thing that you don't need. It just makes your video files extra big. If you have 24 or 30 FPS setting, well, use one of those. Either will work fine. And if your phone has HDR, rich tone, turn that one off too. These settings, they just increase the size of the video files, and they're likely going to give your computer hiccups down the line when you're trying to edit. Many cameras can give you grid lines across the screen. Mine has a 3x3 mode, among others, which shows the rule of third lines, which can be really handy. The lines won't get recorded into the video, they only show up on your screen for your reference. For your phone mount, well, here's how to attach it to the tripod. The nut to screw in the release plate should be either the bottom or the side of the mount, maybe both. I want to film with the better camera that's on the back of my phone, so I'll put the camera in with the back camera facing the same way as the holding bracket. That way the bracket blocks the back of the phone and not the screen, which I want to be able to see while I'm shooting. I also don't want to accidentally put the grips on the power or the volume buttons. And then I attach the plate to the tripod. Again, just a reminder that as you record, you want to stop the video recording every 10 or 15 minutes to let the camera catch its breath, otherwise it might stop itself. I'll usually let my interview finish their thought and tell them what I'm doing before stopping and starting the video back up. And a reminder, just to be a little anal, making sure that the camera is definitely recording before asking your next question. Again, it's very possible to shoot on your phone. People do it all the time, and you can get some really great results just by making sure that your settings are good.